Hey everyone, JR10 Desert Gold here. This is actually going to be really super quick. I just got back from the market and thought I'd let you in on a little holiday hack, if you want to call it. For those of you that are into beef ribs, I mean pork ribs are always available in large quantities, but when it comes to beef spare ribs, then the pickings get a lot tougher to find, because if you're not aware of it, the beef rib comes off of the prime rib roast. Hold on one second. Kind of a little party atmosphere, just kind of kicking back on a, what do they call this, Cyber Monday. Anyway, as I was saying, the beef, some people call it spare rib, I call it a back rib, but basically, if ever you have purchased a standing rib roast or a prime rib roast with bones in, these are the bones that are in that roast. And basically your prime rib is butting up against the back of these ribs. So that being said, the challenge for the retailer is to find a way to use as much of the product as they can possibly use or sell. And there are people out there that prefer their prime rib roast without bones. Obviously, there are people that prefer with the bones, but for the market out there that wants the rib roasts without the bones, they have to find something to do with these, because they are a marketable item, as you know. So when you go to a store during the year and you look for beef rib bones, you will always find packaged racks of ribs that look like vultures have just finished feeding on them. I mean, there's hardly any meat on them. They've been trimmed so close to the bone to keep as much of the prime rib on the roast so that they get more money for the pound on the roast, and sacrifice as little as they can with what they're leaving behind. Even though that they cut as much of that meat off as they can during the year, you're still paying an exorbitant price, in my opinion, for the meat or the ribs. Something as small as this during the year will sell for anywhere from $10 to $12, and it won't have any meat on it. All of this meat would be gone, and all you would see is, just bones. The secret to all of this is wait until the holidays roll around, because the desire for rib roast or prime rib during the holidays, especially after Thanksgiving, grows almost exponentially, and the supermarkets are usually stressed to keep up with the demand for the prime ribs or prime rib roast without bones in them, so they wind up having to trim their own rib bones off, and they are doing it almost down and dirty. They're just cutting these things off, and you can see, I don't know if you can see, there's a ton of meat on these bones. So what I do is throughout the year I just kind of hold back, and you know, this is a nice rack here. Look at all this prime rib on it. I don't know if you can see that, but that's some good eating there. So during the year, I'll obviously cook up either the beef short ribs, which are not nearly as tender or tasty as these back ribs, or I'll just hang out with baby back ribs during the year. And then when it gets close to the holiday seasons, you'll start seeing these market supplied ribs in the meat counters, and they're always going to have, I mean always going to have, a crap ton of extra meat that the meat suppliers to these large companies would have taken off. So if you're into beef ribs like I am, I buy up as many as I can find, and then what I do is I vacuum seal them and freeze them, and they're all set to go for my sous vide machine. And all I got to do is pull a rack out, put it in the machine. I usually do it at 132 degrees for about 24 hours. Take it out, and then what I do is I season after I've cooked them, because if you season before and you sous vide, all of that seasoning is going to dissolve in the rendering fat and be in the bag and not on the meat. So I just take out the ribs after they've cooked. I season them with my seasonings, and then I smoke them over usually apple or cherry wood for a couple hours, giving them a nice smoke undertone. And if I decide to put a sauce on them, I'll sauce them and then broil them for about 5 minutes to glaze the sauce, and you have got the best beef ribs that you're ever going to have in your life. I guarantee it. So, like I said, I'm just doing this to give you a quick look at what a good way to find edible, in my opinion, choices for beef ribs. So all of you, take it for what it's worth. Hope you have a wonderful holiday season. Wishing you all the wealth, prosperity, and health that I can. So have fun, be safe. Desert Gold out.